Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing a soft glam look. I'm actually very excited for this look because I've been waiting for so long to really, think deeply, like what is a soft glam to me and what do I consider a soft glam look on me. So I finally figured it out. Today I'm going to show you guys how I do my soft glam look. I hope you guys are able to grab some tips and stuff from me, and hopefully you guys like it. One thing I like to point out is my eyelash. They're so bad. So towards the end I am going to be putting some bands on just so that I don't look crazy, because I know I look crazy right now, but we're going to fix that. So guys, for today, the moisturizer I'm going to do, so the first thing we're going to do is moisturize. I already moisturized, but this is the moisturizer I moisturized with today. This is the e.l.f. Super Hydrate Jelly Moisturizer. Now we're going to go into some color correcting. So I haven't color corrected for a really long time, so I'm really happy that I started doing it again. The color correcting palette that I'm going to use is not a color correcting palette, but it is used to do that, and it can also be used to conceal. It can be used as foundation. It can be used as many things, but I'm going to be using the MAC concealer palette today. This has Fix and Conceal palette. Okay, so I was right. Fix and Correct. This is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to mix two colors. I will be mixing the orange color and then this one right here that's more. So I'm just going to zoom in here so you guys can kind of get a closer look. So I'm going to tap into that color that's more my color and then tap into the orange. And I'm just going to start kind of like tapping the product in. I don't want to use too much because I don't need too much. I'm going to tap into that darker brown. And it kind of creates the perfect kind of like camouflage color. I'm just gonna go in between the two eyes and nothing too crazy. I'm gonna do the same thing to this pimple that I have right here that turned dark, just to kind of even everything out when it comes to putting on foundation. Alright, so now that that's on there, we're just gonna zoom back out. So the foundation we're going to be using today is going to be the Huda Beauty. My shade is in Peanut Butter. Before we get into that, I'm going to quickly prime. I always forget to prime sometimes. This is the primer we're going to use today. It's going to be the Milk Hydro Grip. I love this stuff, just to really have my makeup last all day. Alright, now we're going to go into foundation. I don't like to wear a lot of foundation, no matter the look. So I just usually put 2 dots. And if I feel like the 2 dots wasn't enough, I add more. So I got those 3 dots going. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques foundation brush. The bottom came off, so I kind of just stick my finger in it and navigate the brush using my index finger. So I kind of use a sweeping motion when I'm blending. I don't know, it works best for me. I don't always do it though. And this foundation is already full coverage in itself, so you really don't need too much. I'm going to come and blend out the color corrector as well. Now I'm going to take excess product that's on here and just push it all up to my forehead. I don't like to use so much product on my forehead. I don't know why. I never really liked putting product on my forehead for some reason. So I naturally don't do it. I just kind of use what's left on the brush to kind of, apply some type of coverage to my forehead. Alright, so now that's the foundation. Looking really good, if you ask me. So now we're going to go into concealer. So the first concealer I'm going to use today is going to be this Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer. You guys are going to see this a lot in most of my videos because I really do love this concealer. We're just going to come in and just kind of set an outline. Really just like, literally you're just outlining the shape of your eyes. Like from this corner to this corner is really what I do. And I just kind of go down. And then Cupid's bow, chin area, a nice little amount on your nose bridge, and then the middle of the forehead, of course. Alright, now I always prefer my makeup looks to be somewhat bright, so I'm going to go in with this Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 225. I always always brighten up my concealer. I don't know why, regardless of the look, natural, dramatic, I need something bright, you know? So I'm just going to take that right into the corner and focus it only in the corner. We're going to do that to the other side as well. This isn't too bright, but it's going to add what I need. Now that we got that all lined up and, you know, outlined, we're going to go in with a wet beauty sponge. I like to use the tiny ones for my under eyes, or really my whole face, and I just like to go in and blend it out with this. Right now that my under eyes are blended up, I know you guys noticed that I have these two little things right here. Those are going to get blended out a little bit later, closer to when I'm doing my eyebrows maybe. I would kind of do that. Well, not always. I do it sometimes. Just to kind of like set a real nice outline for what my nose contour is going to look like. Alright you guys, so we have a nice like base going on right now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump straight into some contour. And I do use a lot of cream contour, so I don't really bake right away. The cream contour we're going to be using is going to be the color Toffee Tease by Fenty. I love this stuff. I haven't used it in a long time. I actually found it as I was preparing to film this video today, and I was like, OMG, why haven't I been using this? So we're going to go into Toffee. We're going to be taking this brush by Real Techniques. I think this is the ultimate foundation brush. Yeah, the expert face brush actually. And we're just going to go in and kind of set like an outline for the contour. Now this is really chocolatey, so a little bit will go a long way for me. A little bit right here. Now that looks like a lot, but it's all gonna get blended out. So because that one is so chocolatey, I'm also gonna go on top of it with a cooler tone contour, and this is the Black Opal foundation stick. I love this stuff with all my heart. And now I'm going to take my foundation brush and use that to blend both of them out together. Nothing too harsh. It's going to really soften both of those contours up and have like this nice transition between concealer, foundation, contour, you know? So now we're going to go into the nose contour really quickly. Should not take you long to do this. I used to never contour my nose, but recently I started doing it and I'm actually liking how I do it. So what I do is I put some right here and right here, and that's all the contour I use for my entire nose. And then I take a buffing brush and I basically just use that to drag down the brown. You don't have to go too fast, because you know if you go really fast you might mess up, which is nothing hard to fix, but it's better to not make a mistake and have to fix it than make a mistake and then you have to work around it. So that sets up a really nice minor contour for me for my nose, which I really like. Later on it'll be accentuated with some powder, but for right now that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Now we're going to go into some setting powder. The setting powder I'm going to be using today is going to be Sugar Cookie by Huda Beauty. Now you're going to see this on my page a lot because I use it so much. And I'm going to also be using my Laura Mercier powder today. I'm also going to be taking my Triangle Puff because I love it so much. And I'm just going to focus this in the area where I put the Fenty concealer, just to keep the bright factor in there. Alright, now we're going to go into some Laura Mercier. And now the Laura Mercier powder is what I'm going to use for the entire rest of my face. We're going to take the same triangle puff, tap it in there, and set the lower area that we didn't set of the eye concealer. Chin concealer. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it contour. And I'm gonna go into my forehead concealer as well. Now the next thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go into some powder contour, just because, as we all know, I did use cream contours. So I'm gonna set those creams with a powder contour. Now the powder contour we're gonna use today is gonna be from the Black Radiance palette. This is my go-to contour palette, whether soft, glam, dramatic, natural. I love this palette. I'm just gonna tap into this brown color right here, and I'm just gonna come in with that powder. I'm just gonna brush up to create that softened effect. I don't want all the product from this brush going onto my face. Now we're gonna do that to the next side as well. Oh my god, my hair. Now we're gonna take a little bit and just go around and lightly brush those other areas that we also cream contoured. I like to squeeze the brush and just glide it down the sides to kind of set the nose contour. Now we're gonna get into the part which is my favorite part, sharpening up the contour so that we look snatched up, like someone literally came and snatched us up. We're gonna take the triangle puff pad, tap it in there, and we're just gonna come in and really like outline the below the contour. Just really sharpen it up. This is looking so good, you guys. Alright. You guys see that? This is looking so good. I love it. Now we're gonna get into some what do you call it? Blush. And it might seem like I'm really flying through this. That's because soft glam is really my go-to, and I'm based in Minnesota, and I'm actually a soft glam based makeup artist, so this is kind of like, this is normal for me. I love doing these. So the first blush we're going to tap into is some Wet n Wild blushes. This is in a color I don't know because it came off, but I've had it for a while now and I love it. We're going to place it onto a blush brush, and we're just going to come on and feather it on the apples of the cheek, like just the highest point. And we're going to do that to both sides, obviously. Now we're going to come to the nose and just kind of brighten up the nose. I always do this just to balance out the face in a way. And then I also just always brush a little bit onto the areas all the areas that I contour, basically. Now I decided that I wanted to use two blushes today. So the other one I'm going to be using is going to be Pink by Dior. It's a really pretty pink color. I love it so much. We're just going to tap into that too. And just lightly blush it on. See what I did there? Blush it on. That was kind of cringy, but I didn't even know it came out of my mouth until I hurt myself in my head. Alright, you guys, so now I'm looking real blushy, real cheeky. I love it. I'm going to start wiping away some of the setting powder that I have on. The brush I'm going to take for that is going to be this Real Technique 416 brush. I love this brush with all my heart. I'm just going to lightly tap and brush away. Easy. Right now we're going to get into some setting spray just to do the initial setting, you know. Not the final set, but the initial one. whatever that means. I'm gonna take my Morphe Continuous Misting Spray. I'm just gonna mist it all over. Beautiful. I'm gonna brush the brows up, and the pencil we're gonna be using is the NYX Micro Pencil. I like this pencil so much, it's the only one I use, and now I'm gonna get real focused. So I'm just gonna do real soft brows, so it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna lightly outline the bottom, and then we're gonna go into the top, line that up. Look at the crazy, and then we're just gonna really fill it. I'm gonna add some feathered pieces to the front, just because I love doing this. I like to elongate my brows all the time. I've always done it, and I'm just gonna brush all that product through. I don't really need a perfect brow for this. I don't like my brows to be too perfect. No matter the look. I'm on the bottom, I'm on the top, and then begin to lightly fill it in. I'm gonna add those feather pieces to the front. Yep. Just like that. And now we're gonna go into some concealer. We're just gonna conceal that up real quick. The concealer I'm gonna use for my brows is gonna be the Fenty Beauty one, the one that I used to highlight my face initially. You guys, now I'm going to go into some eyebrow gel by LUVS. This is just to really hold the eyebrows in place. Whoa, almost ruined my edges. Alright guys, this is all coming together really beautifully. Now we're going to get into some eyeshadow. Now it is a soft glam look, so we're going to do something really soft on the eyelids. I'm just going to grab me a semi-fluffy brush. It's kind of angled because the one that I really want to use is broken and I didn't get a chance to go to my makeup box to grab more brushes. We're going to go into this color right here in Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to get a good amount on there because I kind of really want this to show up right away. I'm just going to go really in the crease and blend in circular motions and bring it to the front and blend that all the way up as well. And blend it into my contour. That's a really good tip right there. Blending eyeshadow, especially a neutral brown color, into your contour. Lovely. Now I'm going to do that to the next eye as well. I'm not going to add any more because I don't want to take away from the fact that I'm not really going to do an eyeshadow look. This is just really the only color that I might do. The goal is to just blend it out seamlessly to where it looks like it's just naturally a shadow. And I could also take this a level up and use a darker color just to bring it all together, but we're not going to do that. So now the next color I'm going to take is going to be this whitish color right here. I'm going to take the same brush because why not? And I'm just going to tap it in there. I'm going to go right into the beginning of my eyelid and tap it in as if it's a cut crease without having to cut my crease. I'm going to do that to the other eye. Super easy. Now we're going to go back into that brown shade and kind of just clean up around the edges. So it would have a semi-smooth transition between the colors, you know? That's beautiful. Just make sure you blend it out really well. Now I'm gonna tap away all the moisture out of my lips, and we're gonna get ready to basically do our lip look. So the lip pencil I'm gonna be using today, I don't know if that's a name or whatever, but this is what I'm gonna be lining my lips with. And it's poking me, so I'm gonna sharpen it really quickly. All right, that's good enough. I always like to overline my lips. I don't know. I think it's cute. Alright, we are going to do a matte lip today because I actually just found out that I still have this lippy. And I was so happy. This is Abu Dhabi by NYX. This is in the matte. Whatever. I'm going to set it on there. Oh, yes. That's enough mascara for me. I don't like mascara whatsoever. Now we're gonna go into some more setting spray just to kind of bring everything together, and that's gonna be the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I love this stuff, and that's really gonna be it. We're gonna let this dry, and finally what I'm gonna do, because I just love doing it and I might be addicted to doing it, is adding my foam molds, which I know a lot of people aren't a fan of, but I actually enjoy having them, and I just like to add one above my lip. Nothing too crazy, and that's just gonna be it. Now, because my lashes are messed up, I know right now they might not look so crazy, but I do think that I should add something maybe to the end. This natural one right here. I don't need nothing too crazy because I have majority of my lashes on. It's just the ends kind of was like, yeah girl, we're done with you. So alright, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm loving how this turned out. Everything looks so good. I love my outfit, I love the hair, I love the makeup, I love the lip, most of all because I have not found an Abu Dhabi NYX lip in a long time, so I'm in love. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this look as much as I did. Like, I'm like, sis, the hair is giving. First of all, the curls is giving everything and some. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys were able to also learn something. Let me know in the comments what you guys liked most about this look, and let me know if you guys liked the outcome. Actually, I think it came out really well. I'm loving it.